You're not new to business. You're just not known online yet. You've built a thriving business through referrals, results, and reputation, but now it's time for the online world to catch up to who you really are. It's time to make a bigger impact that doesn't just resonate with your local community, but your online one as well. Let's talk about how to translate your offline success into content that attracts premium clients. Welcome everyone. This is the Wildom this is the Wisdom to Wealth podcast, where I get to interview the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the world. I'm your host, Shamar Star Cox, TV producer and marketing coach. I help 6 and 7 figure business owners get seen and get paid by creating binge worthy videos on social media. I am also the founder of the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. So if you want to learn how to create content that sells in 5 days or less, feel free to DM me the word challenge accepted, and I will personally send you an invite to the challenge. In this episode of this podcast, I'm going to share with you how you can take your offline success and bring it online so you can stop being invisible and you can actually reach a larger audience, right? So that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. Hey Yvette, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. You can all feel free to engage with this video. I love my podcast to be live, right? So you're watching this podcast. I like to just record it live so you can see it and then you can also get access to the replay. But this podcast is specifically for the business owners where you're currently getting sales through word of mouth and referrals. Your offline success is amazing. You're making impact in your local community, your inner circle, and now you want to know, how can I bring that same success online? You've tried posting on social media, you've tried putting out video content, you even tried running ads, but you're not seeing the results that you desire. And now you're starting to convince yourself maybe social media just isn't for you, but in all actuality, it's just because you don't know how to use it in order to market your business. So I'm going to be sharing with you 4 tips that will help you to build your presence online for your business so that you can get to the next level. So if you have a desire to be seen on these stages, if you have a desire to be booked on high profile podcasts, if you have a desire to grow to millions of followers so you can impact more people than just in your local community, then stick around because this live is going to help you. I'm going to share 4 tips with you. So if you want to take notes, feel free to grab your notebook and your pen so that you can start taking notes now. And I'm going to give you the first tip. Right. The first tip is your reputation. Oh my goodness, that wasn't coming out. Your reputation doesn't translate. Your content does. Right. So there's some of you on here where you're using your expertise so that you can be able to grow your following. And that's a good start. Right. But it's not about what you've done in the past in the sense that you have helped this many clients. You've done this. You have been in your field for 20 something years. That all your credentials are nice, but what's really going to help you to resonate with your audience is for your content to get pushed. So, how do you communicate your reputation in your content in a way that's going to get pushed to your audience, right? And so, when you are having a business offline and you're growing through word of mouth and through referrals, it's so much easier for you to sell because the people are coming highly recommended, right? Someone is recommending you to that person and you're coming highly recommended. So they already trust you. When you move to online, they don't know you yet. So they don't trust you yet. So your content has to do the heavy lifting of building the trust, right? So what's important when you're creating your content? Visibility, values, and vehicle. So one more time, visibility, values, and vehicle. And vehicle just means framework. So I'm going to give you some tips on that. So how do you grow your visibility specifically online? It is by putting out the content that your audience wants to watch. Right. So when I first started posting videos on social media, I was going viral on TikTok and on Instagram. Now I was shocked because prior to going viral, I had been posting and ain't nobody was paying me attention. But once God told me start creating content full time online, I started putting out my videos. I was nervous to do it. I was scared. I thought people were going to judge me. I thought they were going to judge my background. I thought they were going to judge the way that I look, right? So I was scared to go viral. I was scared to post video content. How many of you feel that way? Where like you recognize that video content is another level of vulnerability. And that's what makes it harder for you to do the video content. People can actually see you now. And that's what makes it harder to put out the video content. That's where I was. But I was in my head. And I needed to get out of my head in order to reach my audience, right? So some of you, you're in your head right now, but your audience is waiting for you. So imagine how much more people you could reach if you just showed up and you were a blessing to them. And so when I started showing up and I started posting the videos, I was going viral. And that let me know this is what people wanted. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of you who desire virality, but the goal isn't just to get to go viral. The goal is to also have viral sales. So viral is just the first step, or I should say visibility. That's your first step, right? Now, there are a lot of people who will tell you the views don't count, the likes don't count, and it's true, it doesn't count. However, if you do want to reach your audience, you do have to have certain things in your videos in order for it to increase your visibility. So currently, if you're getting sales through word of mouth, you're getting sales through referrals, you're probably reaching 8 to 10 people. But the power of social media allows you to reach 30 people, 3,000 people in 30 minutes or more. And this is not even viral. When I first started posting about 4 years ago, my video content was reaching 2,500 people in less than 15 minutes. That's the power of social media, right? So you want to increase your visibility. And the best way to do that is by putting out the video content that people want to see. Now, you're probably wondering, what is the video content that people want to see? I can always tell you to put out educational content, but actually the number one thing that a lot of your video content is missing when you have offline success and you want to bring it online are hooks. You got to have powerful hooks that's going to attract your audience. Why? Because it only takes 3 seconds for someone to decide if they want to watch your videos or not. And you can tell if your videos aren't performing if your views are stuck between 1 and 200 views. So how many of you, that's you, you're posting on TikTok, you're posting on Instagram, you're posting on YouTube, and your videos are stuck between 100 and 200 views. That means you need to work on your hooks. So what is a hook? A hook is a bold statement that you speak in your videos in order to grab your audience attention. It is also you moving in your videos to grab their attention, right? So there are three types of hooks. There is a hook that you speak, or it's a text hook that's written on your screen. But then there's also a movement hook where there's some type of something moving within the first 3 seconds of your video. And then there's also a sound hook, which we don't talk about quite often, but some type of sound effect in your videos to grab your audience attention. If you're not doing any of that in your video, that's the reason why your visibility is low, and it's going to be hard for you to reach your audience. So where you're feeling like, man, social media is not working for me, actually, if you just worked on your hooks, you'll be able to reach your audience much faster and much better, right? Okay, Bo Jinx Darling says, I have two channels, post the same video. One will be stuck at 0 and the other at 750. Now, Bo Jinx, that's telling you something, right? The one where if you always post on this particular channel and you're always getting 750 or more, that means the other channel, your audience doesn't resonate with that content. So either I will put that channel to rest for now and only focus on the channel where it's actually getting me the views and the engagement, or you can, oh, Bougie Bay, thank you so much for correcting me on that. Or you can work on your hooks for the other channel. But if you have one channel where it's already getting like 750 views, I would go ahead and double down on that channel, especially if your goal is to sell, right? So if your goal is to sell, I will focus on that channel. And that means you're doing a good job at your hooks. So thank you so much for writing that in the chat. All right, so we're working on your hooks now, right? You have to have a text hook that's written on your screen to let your audience know what your video is about. How many of you have ever seen a video and you have no idea what the video is about and you decide, I'm not watching it anymore? I'm raising my hand because I've done that, where I'm watching a video and I have no idea what it's about. There's no context, nothing. And so guess what happens? I stop watching. That's what your audience is doing. If you don't have something written on your video, this is what my video is about. 3 steps to blah, blah, blah. Here's why you're not blah, 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 right? If you don't have anything written, people aren't going to watch. And then what's coming out of your mouth is what's coming out of your mouth going to grab their attention. And then is there some type of movement? Now, some of you are like, Star, you're giving too many tips in one session, right? In one session. But the point is that if you want to increase your visibility, you got to work on your hooks. If you don't work on your hooks, you will forever be stuck between 100 and 200 views, thinking that social media doesn't work for you when it does. It's just that you're missing the most vital piece to your content. People can't get to the meat of your videos if they're not watching it past 3 seconds. So that's why you want to work on your hooks, right? So that's visibility. The next thing is values. You want to share your values in your content. People buy from people that they can relate to, right? They can relate to you. And so for me, when I first started, I told you I was going viral. I was posting transition videos. My audience, they absolutely loved it. But then when it came time to sell, I wasn't converting right away. I started telling people, so I told a lot of you that I am a TV producer. I worked in television for over a decade. And working in television, I was able to grow my career. I worked with celebrities. I worked on commercials. I worked in film. I also produced my own short films. They played in film festivals, right? So I did that with my career. And so I started sharing with my audience industry secrets with them in order for them to go viral and get sales with their content. Do you know that nobody cared? Nobody cared that I was sharing industry secrets with them. They didn't care what's going on in the television industry. They did not care, that I can help them go viral with these secrets. What they cared about was when I shifted and I started teaching Bible marketing secrets. I started teaching, here's what Jesus did to grow his brand, and here's what Jesus did to get sales. And when I started teaching that, the sales started coming in. Why? Because I was sharing my values. So, what do you value? Because that's what people are going to relate to. Do you know that there's a lot of gurus that say people buy from you when they know, like, and trust you, right? That's when they buy from you. Have you ever heard that before? I know that's nothing new for you. It's like, yes, I've heard that before. But do you know, hey, Sierra, how you doing, honey? Do you know that there are a lot of people who know, like, and trust you, but they're still not buying? They're still not buying, which lets you know that the know, like, and trust factor is not the only thing. What's missing is they have to feel seen and they have to feel heard. When you create content where your audience feels seen and heard, now they want to sign up to buy from you. And the best way for them to feel seen and heard is if you share your values. When I started sharing my values, people started opting in. They started buying, right? So, what are your values? What do you believe in? What do you stand for? And I promise you, you will attract your tribe because people just want to feel like I'm part of a community. And that helps you to build a community when you're creating your content. And then the last V is vehicle. Vehicle. Vehicle, specifically in this example, is framework. What is the framework that you're sharing with your audience to let them know, here's how I can get you from point A to point B? So if you're a fitness coach, I'll use fitness because Yvette is on here right now, right? If you're a fitness coach, right? And you are helping them, what is the vehicle that you use to help them get to their goal? So let's say their goal is they want to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, right? So that's their outcome. But what is the vehicle that you're going to use in order to do that? Is it a meal prep? Is it a workout program, right? Is it a mindset program? Because sometimes losing weight is not just about the work that you're doing, it's also about the mindset and believing. If you are a business coach and the goal is to help your clients hit six figures in a year, what is the vehicle that you're using to get there? Is it a coaching program that's going to show them how to build systems in order to hit the six figures? Is it a marketing program that's going to show them to increase their visibility and profitability? Right? So you start to share what the vehicle is. Oftentimes, some of you in here may be new to me, but some of you may not be new to me. But you hear that I promote the Convert Content to Cash Challenge quite often, right? Because that is the vehicle that I use to help you get to the next level in your business. What I have recognized with my dream clients is that you have some type of success offline. You're getting sales through word of mouth, you're getting sales through referrals. And when you come online, that same expertise doesn't translate. And when you're selling, you feel icky selling in your videos. It's easy for you to convert your audience when they're coming through referrals one to one. It's a lot harder to convert them when they're watching your videos one to many, right? And so, what I do is in 5 days or less, I show you how to create content that sells. And that's in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. Now, every time I share that, that piques the interest of my audience. Why? Because I have a clear, proven method to show them here's how you can get consistent 5-figure months. In 5 days, I'll show you how to create content that sells. So you want to have a clear vehicle. What is the framework that you are sharing with your audience, right? And of course, if you are joining me on my live this morning, I went live at 9 a.m. on all my platforms, and I shared the 5 P's of prosperity, which is what we teach in the challenge. Those 5 P's is the framework for the challenge that helps you to create predictable 5-figure months on social media. So I want you to think about when you're showing up, what is the framework that you share with your audience? I have a LinkedIn coach. Her name is Lara Acosta, right? And she has a framework that she shares with all of her audience on how to tell stories. And it's called Slay, right? And each one stands for SLAY. It all stands for another component you need to add into your story. Well, she blew up over sharing that framework on LinkedIn. So your frameworks can go viral, but you have to be able to share that framework. So if you're listening in now and you're not really sure, I don't have a framework and I don't know what content it's going to help to increase my visibility. I don't even know how to share my values, right? Maybe you're not a Christian, but you have strong values that you want to be able to share and you're not sure how to do that in your content. Then guess what? Join us in a challenge and we can help you. Because in just 5 days, our goal is to show you how to create the content that builds deep connections, that gets you in front of your right client, right dream audience, and how to convert ready to buy buyers. What do I mean by ready to buy? There are some of you in here where you're talking to people where they keep telling you, I can't afford. They also keep telling you, check back with me in a couple of weeks. It's not the time yet. Those people aren't ready to buy. You want the people who are like, where's the link? I'm ready to buy now. So we show you how to speak to those people, how to qualify them, how to reach them in your content. And it doesn't take long. It only takes 5 days because I know what it's like to be searching on social media, watching this guru and that guru, to be taking notes and be implementing and not seeing the results that you want. So instead, we cut out all the fluff in the challenge and we just show you, we go directly into it. Do this on day 1. Do this on day 2. Do this on day 3. Do this on day 4. And just doing that, you're going to start seeing the leads coming in. For some of you, you'll start seeing sales come in. Some of you, you're just going to have a complete mindset shift. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, I was doing social media wrong. I wasn't actually marketing. Some of you, the reason why you're stuck right now is because you don't really have a marketing strategy for your business. What you have is word of mouth and referrals. So people are referring people to you, people are spreading the news about your business. But when it comes to having a full-blown marketing strategy that attracts leads on a daily basis and converts those leads into customers, you don't have that. So we show you what that looks like in the 5-day challenge. You can go ahead and head to the content2cashchallenge.com so that you can get access to it. I'll also drop the link in the challenge for you. I'll drop the link in the comments for you right now if you want to just head directly to that. Right? So if you're on YouTube or LinkedIn, you should be able to see, well, actually, if you're on YouTube, you should be able to get access to the link right now. All you have to do is click it and you can secure your spot in the challenge. All right. Okay. So I want to share this next tip with you. I said I was going to share 4 tips, and I feel like that one tip was so rich with the 4 tips already, right? Okay. So I'm sharing with you, you're booked out locally, right? But you feel invisible online. And I'm sharing with you 4 tips that's going to help you to build your brand presence. And I already walked you through one, which is you got to create content that's actually going to be able to reach your audience. Actually, I shouldn't even say one. I walked you through 3 tips already, which was you want to increase your visibility, share your values, and share your vehicle, which is your framework, so that you can reach your audience. Okay. Now I want to share this one more tip with you. Let me see. I have like 3 other ones here, but let me see which one is going to be the best one for you. Okay, I'm going to share the one on selling, right? So your content is the bridge between offline authority and online profitability. One more time, your content is the bridge between offline authority and online profitability. So great content does 3 things. It pre-sells, primes, and persuades your audience, right? That's what great content does. If it's not doing that, that means you want to shift the content that you're putting out right now. So if your content isn't bringing people to you who's ready to buy, it's time to shift your content. If your content isn't bringing people to you that's like, oh my goodness, you're in my head. How did you know I was going through that? You don't have great content yet. And if you don't have great content that's bringing in you sales consistently, you don't have great content yet. But I want to be able to show you how you can shift that. So I remember when I first started creating content, I told you I was going viral, right? So I'm going viral, and now people are actually booking a call with me, right? At the time I was offering strategy sessions. I have a free content consultation that I offer to my audience, and they were booking this call with me. And I was nervous on every single call. When I say I was fumbling the bag, I was fumbling the bag. And one time I was doing the call with my girlfriend in the car. And when I got off, the person didn't buy, right? And my girlfriend told me, look, you're freaking out. You're nervous, but you don't have to be because your content is doing the heavy lifting. They're ready to buy from you. And that hit me. Your content should be going out and doing the heavy lifting. It should already become persuading your audience. Here's how you can work with me. That's what it should be doing, right? And so, in order for you to do that, you got to put out the right pieces of content that's going to help them make a buying decision. Educational content is one, yes. I'm sure a lot of you hear that all the time. But another piece of content you want to put out is mindset content. Mindset content helps your audience to make a buying decision. How? Part of mindset content is overcoming objections. Now, if you're great at selling, you already know that there's objections that your audience has. It may be for time, it may be for money, it may be like anything else. They have kids, they feel overwhelmed. If you create content in advance that overcomes those objections, that shows them how to get set free, then by the time they click your link, they'll be ready to buy. How many of you have heard of that before? I want you to drop a me in the chat if you've already heard I should be creating mindset content. And if you haven't, that's the reason why, if you're following these different gurus and they're telling you put out educational content, but they're not telling you to put out mindset content. That's why you're getting comments that's like, oh, you're so inspiring, or this was really helpful, but you're not getting comments that say, how can I buy from you? Where can I get this from? Right? So the goal is to shift your content. I'm not going to stop you from doing what you're already doing. I help you to shift your content so that now when you're showing up, you are actually doing the things that's going to call your people to you, right? So that's pre-selling, priming your audience, your content. It should prime your audience. What do I mean by that? It should be nurturing a relationship with them. You want your audience to feel like they have an intimate connection with you. Now, some of you get scared when I say that because you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm such a private person, and now I got to share my life. No, you don't. This is not a reality show. I am also a private person. There's a lot of things that my audience does not know about me, but I share the things where they can feel like they are connected to me and like they are my friend, which is true because a lot of but the people who follow me, I do want you to be my friend. So I make sure that I take the time to have conversations with you, even if it doesn't lead to a sale. Because I'm not called to help everyone. Sometimes I'm called to just have a conversation with you. Your mind will shift, and then I can recommend you to someone else. But for those of you who are attached to my voice, when I do have that conversation with you, it leads to you working with me. Why? Because you have been praying for the solution to your problem. You have been walking around saying, oh my goodness, if only I can turn my social media into a lead generation system. If only my videos can reach more people so that I can actually convert. How do I increase the views on my content so that I can sell out my service? That's what you've been saying to yourself. And I have the solution in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. That's how I help you, right? So again, priming your audience. You want them to feel like they know you. I had a follower where she hit me up one day and she was like, girl, I had a dream about you. Now, I've never met her. She's never met me. And yet I was in her dream. She said, you flew out to LA. We were dancing together. We were shooting videos together. That's the type of intimacy you want your video content to create with your audience. Why is this important? Because when you're getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, that's a one-on-one connection. That's easy to make. When you're getting sales through social media, there's no one-on-one connection. So you now need to replicate that connection through your content. And the best way to do that is to create intimacy through your videos. It's for you to put out the mindset content, your inspirational content, but really focus on that mindset content to build that relationship. And then the last P, in order to get your audience to buy from you, is to persuade them. Great content should be persuading your audience, right? It should persuade them to buy from you. Now, notice that I said the word persuade probably 3 or 4 times, and I did not use the word convince. Because there are some of you in here where you feel icky selling to your audience. You feel slimy selling to your audience. I remember one time I was on a sales call with someone and I was overcoming her objections. And I was feeling so nervous. I never wanted her to give me one look. If she gave me one look, then it was going to make me feel icky and slimy. And do you know that while I was talking, she gave me the look? It was the awkward look of, why are you trying to sell to me? I already told you no. I already told you no. And I felt so, what was it? Awkward. And I felt so horrible. And I wanted to hang up that phone on her so fast. I didn't, but I wanted to. That's how some of you are carrying that around. And that's why you won't sell in your videos because you're like, I don't want to scare anyone off. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm trying to force them into something. I don't want to feel like I'm convincing my audience to buy. Do you know when you do it the right way, that it won't be convincing, it'll be persuading? What's the difference? Convincing is having someone make a decision that they don't want to make. Persuading is helping someone make a decision that they already want to make. So your audience, when they're coming to you, they want to buy. They want the solution that you have. But if you put out content that persuades them, then they will buy. So how do you do that? At least 1 to 2 times a week, you want to put out a sales video. And this sales video is not an educational video, so you're not educating anyone on anything. Instead, you are telling your audience how they can buy from you. Now, I want to caution you because if your sales strategy on social media is still telling people to head to the link in your bio, that's why you're not seeing the sales you desire. Because there are a lot of platforms who are blocking you from just saying that. So now you're losing out on your people. And then, secondly, it's too many steps. What if you had a strategy that helped you to actually convert your people without having to tell them to head to the link? What if your strategy involved having conversation with them so that they actually want to buy from you? What if your strategy was as simple as posting a video content and letting them know what to do next, and then you see your emails that you receive sales? How would that benefit you? And now you don't feel like you're taking up too much time in your busy schedule. And now you don't feel like you are sounding salesy, but instead you are offering a simple solution that gets them to move to the next step. Right? Okay, so that is what I have for you for today. Again, the topic was how to build a brand that converts, how to build your personal presence online, especially if you are a business owner where you're accustomed to getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, and you wanted to know how to use social media in order to reach your audience. I shared with you 2 tips, right? But each tip was baked with 3 topics to help you to be able to convert. Now, if you sat through this and you're like, Star, that's exactly what I need for my business, whether you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Instagram, right? Because that's where I'm live right now. And you want to know how you can create content that sells in 5 days or less. You want to know how to create the content that creates deep connections with your audience. And you're so tired of feeling invisible online, then I want you to go ahead and DM me the word challenge accepted so I can personally send you an invite to the challenge. Or if you're watching on YouTube right now and you're able to grab this link right here, I dropped the link on this in the chats. All you have to do is copy and paste it into your browser and get access to the VIP experience of the challenge. So we have 2 levels. We have the VIP experience. In that experience, you're able to ask your questions. You can say, Star, why isn't my content converting the way that I want it to? You can also say, Star, give me a strategy that I can generate leads today. And that's what we do with you in a VIP. In the Diamond experience, you get everything that's in VIP, but you also get access to a one-on-one elite content strategy session with me. Now, that Diamond experience is only for the business owners who value elite, an elite experience and exclusivity. No one else gets that one-on-one strategy but you. But in order for you to get access to it is if you sign up, and it is a live session, by the way. In that session, in just 30 minutes, I help you to clarify your dream client and I give you a content strategy to start working today. So if you sign up for the Diamond Experience, you can get your link to a one-on-one strategy session. You can schedule it as early as tomorrow. right? I've had clients who have gone through it, they loved it. And because they went through it, they were super clear in the challenge. I've had clients who did not go through it and they weren't as clear as they wanted to be. So it took a little time for them to get the results. When Marianne, she's one of my former clients, she was able to get 60,000 leads when she joined the Convert Content to Cash Challenge because she signed up for the one-on-one elite content strategy session with me. I helped her to clarify her dream client. And then when she joined the challenge, she took off. So it's up to you, depending on what works best for your challenge. What works best for your business. Are you VIP status or are you Diamond Experience status? Only you will know if you click the link and join me in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge, or if you just DM me the word challenge accepted if you're on Instagram or LinkedIn. I'll personally send you an invite. So that's what I have for you today in the podcast, Wisdom to Wealth. I'll be back again next Monday, I believe, with a new guest for Wisdom to Wealth. Y'all have a great day.